Did you say there's a way to get around the gate?
Yep, hang left, you go right through it. Let's try it.
Oh yeah, this is
I didn't see any tracks coming through there, but it's so hard you wouldn't see them.
right. Oh yeah, there's tracks here, yeah. Yeah. Look at the trail down there. That might be what they're saying. There's a gate you had to go around.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of tracks with what they were saying. This is beautiful here.
Isn't this something?
Whether it's right or it's wrong, it's completely correct.
It's the route we're choosing.
That's right.
Look at it. There's a shortcut, Scott, right there.
Yeah, hard right.
Take a hard right.
Hey, you're on the TAT, my friend. Back on the map.
Yeah.
Well, how wonderful.
Oh, that didn't take extremely long.
Hey, we got to find some extra roads. Trails.
Yeah.
What a fun day. I love this, Jack. See, we wanted to stretch out our days. This fills our time. It beats sitting around knowing where we are.
Do we take a right or a straight?
I don't know, we're off the trail again.
We're coming down. Let's see here. I'd say it bent to the left, so we go up here, I think.
Yeah. We're way off track, man.
Okay, so I should have gone straight on, because right up there on that hairpin, there should be is there another trail going up?
This looks, I don't know, let's go back and check it out. But we're probably wrong again.
I don't see a trail going across there.
What a glorious day. And this is the main track. It looks more traveled than the other one.
Yep, this is it.
Yep. What a view. This is a great place to spend some time, Jack. We did good.
Yeah. Maybe Penny will beat us to the coast.
Nah.
This is just freshly lumbered out.
How fun. And we're off the track again. This trail doesn't map with anything that we're riding.
No.
In fact, we're going way off again, Jack.
We got a big hairpin here. This may bring us back.
Yeah, we need a bigger picture. We just have to ride these a ways and see if it ends up where we need to be.
Yeah.
There's only so many options. Good options, I should say. And there's an option to the left here. I don't know that we want that. That'd be hard to walk.
Imagine working on that.
Yes, I can't. It'd be fascinating to watch it happen.
Yeah.
Especially with the size of equipment you need to do the work you're doing. This is wonderful. How cool. Perhaps we did.
We're about as close to the line as we've been for a while.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I think you just followed the main line through here, just transferring across the ridge. Well, mark the calendar, Jack. This is, normally we don't know where we are. We're on the blue line, and today we got to not even know where we were relative to the line. So this is good.
That's exactly right.
We've succeeded in our desire to get lost.
We got lost. We didn't even have a blue line. Well, we did, but it was in places we weren't willing to go.
That's a fairly steep descent. So that one is locked too. Padlocked just like the other one?
2 padlocks.
Oh, 2 padlocks. Even better.
Now, it has us going here, and taking a right.
We could either find a way around, or we could slide under it. This is the first time we've run across something where 4-wheeled vehicles could not go.
Yes, I agree.
This day would have stopped that. I think our best bet's just go under the gate. I don't see a problem with that. Unless you got some way around it there. That's a river down there though, Jack.
Yeah, I was just going to see what the...
How deep it was?
They got a pretty good trail system here.
I'll check this side.
No.
Nothing here.
Nothing here that I'd want to take on.
So we think we found a way around. There seems to be a path here that's been used, and we can make use of it. Coming down this way? Yeah. I can push it back. Gotta run it downhill.
Like that, huh?
Yes, sir. Just like that. Sorry, Mr. Tree.
Touche!
We didn't even have to do a water crossing.
No.
All right. All right.
Good job.
Good job.
We found a way.
Okay.
Well, I guess we carry on.
I guess we carry on.
Well, Jack, I would say that was one of our more fun sections of the trip.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Also very beautiful.
Yep. We had to get away a little bit from our just follow the blue line theory, and we followed the blue line, but we had to make some judgment calls and some alternatives to following the blue line. And in the end, we were able to make it work.
So apparently the blue line is more like a suggestion than an actual rule.
Yes. Sam, knowing that we are supreme beings with great intellect and flexibility in problem solving, he gave us a little bit of a task. May have taken us a minute, but we got it.
Well, the TAT has been delightful in all its dimensions, shapes, and forms. Beautiful, beautiful ride.
So who knew that 6 weeks was not enough? And I'm not talking about how long it takes to get through. Obviously, it's more than enough, as we'd hoped. But it's just not enough. And more would be welcome. Day 34, and I still find myself more ready to go than day 1. More, please, more, please, more, please. There's very little in this life you cannot accomplish if you put your mind to it.
That is correct.
May not do it the same or as fast or as good as the next person, but get through it. You can do it.
The amazing thing is, I walked down that trail, got down by the river, did not see a river crossing, came back up, and I found another little trail that went up on the road. So I came up on that road and I go, Scott, there's no way of doing it. And yet, he's standing on one side of the barricade and I'm standing on the other.
Yeah, and you're standing in a trail.
And you're standing in a trail. And it's like, we didn't, so the goal was not to cross the river. The goal was to cross the barricade. And we succeeded, but my mind was, well, I've got the barricade, I got the river, I got to do it all at once. And it's like, no. You don't have to do that.
Once again, we get what we need, not what we ask for. Just got to pay attention. Yeah, those tight conditions are a lot of fun. When I went up to the dual sport event in South Carolina, part of that was on the part of what we rode was on the opening race of the National Enduro Series. And there were sections of that trail where the width between trees was less than the width of a handlebar. It's part of the challenge. And so I go through it the way I would want to go through it. I take my time and work my handlebars through it. But it'll be fun to see those riders that go through there at speed. It'll be a lot of fun to go back up and observe. I've never been to a national enduro, and I think it would be really fun to go look at some of the more technical sections and watch them come flying through. I did notice a lot of the trees on the trail, there's a lot of bark missing. And I contributed to that myself. Tag those as you go through. It's still only 75 degrees. It's about 12 degrees cooler than that up at elevation. So Jack, we started off about 1,500 feet, climbed up over 3,000. We are now back down to 1,300. Minnesota also has its charms. We had a great ride up there on one of our pre-rides.
Yeah.
We picked a very rainy weekend on purpose. There was a big forecast of heavy rain for multiple days, and so we selected to go that weekend and ride under those conditions, experience the flooded trails, and dealing with reindeer and all that. I'm thankful for it. In that, I found that my reindeer was actually missized, and I would have been in trouble. So it gave me an opportunity to get that corrected before we left.
One of the things we did not lack was protein sources. All you had to do if you were a little laxed or hungry was just open your mouth, inhale, and you had a mouthful of mosquitoes.
I had a mouthful several times. Sometimes the best way to evacuate it was just to swallow.
People around here, it's interesting as we've been going across here, people will always bring up about Minnesota mosquitoes. And they go, well, you know, we have mosquitoes here too. And I have not found one place, whether it was in the Smokies, any place that has mosquitoes the way we do in northern Minnesota.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to wish that on anyone. The head net, the mosquito head net is your best friend. If you're not moving, you put that on immediately.
Yep, you will have mosquitoes in everywhere. So it is, it's one of our national treasures up there.
And the good news for the dual sport community is if you can break down, you're never really in danger, because if you get in trained to mosquitoes, they can airlift you out to the nearest repair facility. Every state has been delightful. I have no favorites. I don't know about you, Jack. I have favorite sections. It's not a ranking, top, down, what's the best section, but I loved all the technical sections. Change in elevation, change in footing for the bike, something that keeps your attention. So I was really happy to see that rocky climb we had today. That's a good thing to experience towards the end of our ride.
I think it was, to me, it was a little bit of a kickback to the East Coast, up in Virginia, Tennessee, Carolinas, up in the Smokies. Kind of more of that narrow, rocky, climbing, crooked stuff.
Yeah, some vegetation around you.
Yep. You know it's a steep drop off, but you're kind of unaware of it because of the trees and the foliage. But in the back of your mind, you know it's there.
I would say in some ways the eastern ride was potentially more dangerous than Colorado, in that you had the sheer cliffs. I mean, it's the stop at the bottom that gets you, and the stuff along the way. It's not, it's not the distance. They had enough distance on those hills to give you a real problem. And you had a better chance of going off, in my opinion, because you're blazing down these trails that are kind of deceptive, and all of a sudden a nice short turn with uncertain footing, and if you're overriding it, you're going to launch yourself off the cliff, either into a tree or to the bottom of the crevasse. So in Colorado, you know it's there, you're aware, you can see it, it's got your attention, it doesn't sneak up on you like some of them in the east. In fact, we heard a story from somebody back that direction, somebody who were going around a puddle in the trail and picked the cliff side to go around as opposed to the other, and it was a fairly large bike, and he lost it and had to get some help extracting it up out of the trees in the ravine. Somebody found him walking along the trail.
Yeah, on those cliffs, you're not doing it yourself. When they talk about extracting, you're bringing mechanical equipment in, winches and ropes, and pulling that bike up. You can't even walk up and down them hardly.
So Jack, would you ride this solo?
I would prefer not to. Could I ride it solo? Potentially, but I would need somebody, I'm sure, along. Oh, that was slick. For a little confidence, maybe, just to shoot problems off. I think it's always best to do it with other people.
I agree. Now, my best friend, who happens to be my wife, would love to have shared much of this trip with her, and I know she would enjoy a lot of it. She would not enjoy what it took to get to those locations. She can't handle the heat, so that becomes a challenge for her. But yeah, I would really like to share it with her. So perhaps a person can come back through in a vehicle with 4 wheels and an air conditioner. I think a nice short wheelbase, 4-wheel drive new vehicle, you can make most of the trip. Not today, couldn't do today through those gates, but the TAT's been designed by Sam to not have any single track. So Jack, you broke the rule, you had single track going around those gates.
You lose a star or something off your scorecard?
No, I don't think I lose anything. I think if anything, it may have been just a little check of, kind of like a little gold star added to it.
Hey! Well, there's no wrong way to do the TAT. We've seen everything from that Passport 70 on up to some very large bikes, and it's all delightful. Make it your own. And if it's not the TAT, find your adventure. This is not a competition. There's no wrong way to do this stuff. But it is so fun and very rewarding.
Right. So I come from big bikes. My last bike, like I said, I had a Vulcan 1600 that was very healthy. It was a bagger, and I've taken that everywhere. So, for me, my choice was not to go with the big bike. I can do 80, 90 miles an hour down a highway anytime I want on that. That's not the challenge for me. So when Scott and I were talking, going small, going back to our roots of, the old 125s and 250s, and getting something more in line with that was really pretty much my goal in choosing a bike. Something light, something that, it's not going to be the greatest on the highway, but I'm not looking for the highway experience. I'm looking more for the dirt. I want to experience that again, and this gave me everything I wanted.
You got me thinking now, Jack. Remember our friend in at Goose Island, where we stayed, and we met our friend there who said he had ordered a Taco mini bike. The old lawnmower engine, small wheels contraption. How about taking one of those across the country? Or perhaps 6 of them as they break down, but that would be quite a thing to ride, wouldn't it?
You know what we're missing?
The blue line. Yeah, we needed a longer ride today.
Yeah.
And it could have been a while ago. I haven't looked at that thing in a long time.
I haven't either. I kind of glance at it every now and then. Oh, I see it. Yeah, it's a ways back.
Nice little road.
It'll be a left turn right up here someplace, right around this corner. Right there.
Right, back on it.
Almost looks like that could have been the trail we were on not too long ago on that side of it.
Up there? Yes, perhaps. Yeah. Could very well be. Why don't you go back there, Jack, where we were, and wave, and I'll see if I can spot you.
Exactly. Straight down.
It doesn't show it because there's some tall trees.
Oh man.
Can't see the bottom.
So like for people at home that don't like heights, I'm not calling out Gary and Karen, my cousins, but this would be one of those that, yeah, it's straight down. Hey cutie, where's mama? She must be up there.
So for those of you who might be taking the trail, you can see all these turns we're taking. You don't expect Sam's tracks to do that. Usually it's just a straight line that kind of approximates along this section. He doesn't try to match up every turn. So you can't interpret it in that way. And that explains what we've seen in the past. Now up on that ridge where we're having trouble getting the turns is maybe a little more confusing in terms of what we've seen in the past, but that's what's going on. Is that it's not like a turn-by-turn instruction you'd see for a car on a following a highway. It's a guideline across an area, often expressed as a straight line. It's lovely through here, nice and cool.
Oh, this is a beautiful road.
We're still at 3,400 feet. I really wonder how they choose to pave some of these and not others. There doesn't seem to be a lot of residents or business off of this trail. It's just here and it's paved. I also wonder if it had been paved when this route was established. Expect some traffic in here.
I'm surprised we haven't had any yet.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Speaking of, there are.
Yeah, hidden by the trees. That is so
She's
impressive.
like,
Holy
it
moly.
is like straight down.
The camera doesn't show it, but those are some tall trees.
Oh man.
Can't see the bottom.
What do we see here?
Trees in a ditch.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's good to see trees with foliage, with not burned up.
Yep. And you look down there, and those trees with the tops right there, they got to be 80-foot trees.
Yeah, that's a lot of down. Be hard to walk up it. I don't think you could climb it.
I don't think you can climb it now without a rope.
Yeah, it's pretty sheer.
Yep.
Such a fun day. Wow.
It is so good.